Maus was a German super-heavy tank from World War II. With a total weight of 188 tons, it was the heaviest and largest tank ever built, but it never entered mass production or saw combat. The Germans built only 2 unfinished prototypes. The decision to develop a super-heavy tank weighing 75-90 tons was taken at a conference between Adolf Hitler and Albert Speer on the 6th of March 1942, as a development of earlier plans, cancelled in favor of a new design, for the Loeb tank. On March 21st, Hitler granted the exclusive license to manufacture the new tank to Porsche. According to the updated plans, the vehicle was to have a weight of 100 tons and a 150 millimeters gun, and be able to destroy any type of Soviet heavy tank that the German command expected to appear soon on the front. Hitler personally appointed Professor Ferdinand Porsche. On June 23, 1942, Hitler approved the initial design of the tank, and its common names come from July of that year: Initial Mammoth, later Maus, and Final Maus. On April 6, 1943, a wooden model of the tank was presented to Speer, and on May 13 or 14 to Hitler. The official presentation to the Führer was attended by, among others, Heinz Guderian, who was the only participant in the ceremony to criticize the appearance of the designed tank. In 1943, there was also a partial change of contractor. Due to problems in the work on such a large tank, it was decided to divide the tasks between several companies. The Krupp Company was commissioned to produce raw hulls and turrets, Daimler-Benz was responsible for the engines, Siemens-Schuckert took care of the production and assembly of the electrical system, and Skoda, located in the then Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia, took care of the suspension. Alket was to assemble all the elements. Porsche continued to be responsible for the design and final shape of the new machine. Maus at the training ground in Böblingen. On December 22, 1943, the first prototype of the Maus tank was partially completed and sent to the Böblingen proving ground, with a dummy turret and no armament installed. Field tests of the incomplete prototype were carried out in January 1944. In March, the second hull with the chassis and brakes was delivered to the training ground. In May, the turret arrived in Böblingen, which was attached to the second hull in early June, thus ending the production of the first and only completed Maus tank. Both prototypes were then tested at the Kummersdorf proving ground near Berlin, with the first hull being used from then on only to tow the second prototype. Field trials were discontinued on August 19, 1944, due to the deteriorating situation on the fronts, the progressive shortage of raw materials and resources for testing and the production of new tanks, as well as the lack of prospects for any combat usefulness of the Maus. It was decided to suspend all work on the Panzerkampfwagen VIII. On April 21, 1945, the Soviets captured both abandoned Maus prototypes in Kummersdorf. They assembled a vehicle with the hull of the first prototype and the turret of the second one, which they sent to the USSR for testing. Currently, the only Maus tank in existence is on display at the Tank Museum in Kubinka near Moscow.